And welcome back. Well, folks, still talking about the solar eclipse this past week. Like a giant solar magnet, it drew in millions of fascinated American families, including at the Cradle of Aviation Museum in Garden City, where an overflow crowd tried to join the stellar show. With daylight darkness the big attraction, thousands stood in line for hours hoping to snag free solar glasses. But the Cradle of Aviation Museum had only 700 pairs and soon ran out, offering handmade cardboard reflectors instead, and not what many parents and their children were hoping for.
I am disappointed, very disappointed.
Those who did make it through armed with solar glasses felt as if they'd struck gold.
I've been looking for these glasses for a very long time.
Big talk of the week.
These college students took selfies after getting their protective glasses, and modeling the solar shades was also a big hit with 12-year-old Caitlin Theodoris and her 10-year-old brother Nico.
They're actually pretty cool. I can't see through them, but they're cool. You can't see through them, but you can actually stare at the eclipse, so that's pretty cool. One
thing was for certain, everyone knew they shouldn't look at the sun without one of these.
They do make like fake models of these glasses, and I heard that you go blind even if you look at it for a short amount of time.
You face the opposite way with the sun towards your back and through this hole.
With safety in mind, these two Girl Scout sisters demonstrated how to build a solar reflector from a cereal box by using a pinhole to focus the eclipse on the ground. Their mom says it's brought the siblings together.
When it comes to science and learning and other technology things, they kind of join in and they both feed off of each other, and one learns one thing and one shows the other how to do something else.
As for Caitlin and her brother, it's a historic moment they'll never forget.
We could talk about it, and yeah, we can just remember the memories, like, hey, remember that time the eclipse came?
Memory of the day the skies grew dark. Yes, what a day. Joining us now, Kerri Kiker. She is the Planetary Education Coordinator at the Cradle of Aviation Museum in Garden City. Welcome to the show.
Morning.
So what did you think of the eclipse? I mean, you had a lot of time thinking about preparing for it, right? You've been thinking about this for months, not
for
just a couple of weeks ago. Years, right?
Yeah.
Seriously, tell me about the preparations for it.
We've been prepping for months, thinking what are we going to do, what kind of events we were going to have, and trying to figure out how we could best serve the amount of people who are going to come to us.
Yeah, well, you definitely succeeded there, probably too well. I mean, you saw that crowd there. There was at least a couple thousand people there. Nobody anticipated that, right?
No, nobody. Right. We did not expect that many people showing up and staying online after we ran out of glasses.
Yeah, and then, you know, the beautiful thing that I saw is that afterward, a lot of folks shared their glasses.
Yes, everyone was, during the eclipse when you could actually see it happening, everyone shared their glasses. We had the Girl Scouts from Nassau County there. They actually went down the line and shared the glasses that they were lucky enough to get with anybody online who couldn't see, so yeah, we shared
it was a great chance for the teamwork that you saw here, like these Girl Scouts that were helping people build the cardboard reflectors. That what, a Lucky Charms box there?
Yeah, you can
talk about recycling.
Yep, a cereal box is a perfect thing to use to see the eclipse without glasses.
And you can see it there. I mean, it's never quite as dramatic as looking at the sun, but if you don't have the protective gear or you don't trust it, like some people didn't, then this was a safe way to do it. But there's like the close-up shot you could see of it with the special lenses that our cameras needed, because even our cameras needed to have special lenses in order to take a picture. And not as dramatic as they saw in that thin strip along the middle of the country heading in that southeast direction, but still pretty amazing, right? It looked like something Hollywood invented.
Yeah, it looked fake. As you looked through the glasses, it looked like a fake event. Yeah, it was very impressive.
So, you know, it's so hard sometimes to want to get kids, especially in the summer, to think about serious things like science. This really did the trick, though, for you, didn't it?
It did, yeah. We didn't have to plan the event too much. Mother Nature kind of put it right in our laps. And we had people calling the week before. We were advertising it since June in our theater, in our planetarium at the Cradle of Aviation, that it was happening. So we got Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, and then just family groups. It was actually nice to see, too. We got people who were in their late teens or early 20s, which is sometimes a hard demographic to get a hold of. So.
Absolutely. I was impressed with the way it brought all the generations together, from little babies being held in their parents' arms, right up to grandma and grandpa, and everybody in between.
Yeah.
That is a tough thing to achieve. There's very little that will do that, but a solar eclipse will achieve it. Did you feel like it lived up to its expectations?
Yeah, I felt, well, knowing that we were only going to see 70%, absolutely. So I know I was prepared that it wasn't going to be that full coverage that they got to see in that narrow path of totality. So yes, it was very exciting. I know it's the first one I remember ever seeing, so.
Well, you know, one of the, it got a little bit dark, and it didn't get completely dark, but you almost felt like it was night because I've never seen such total quiet on Long Island in the middle of the afternoon like you did. And you could tell it was like everywhere. Yeah. Everybody just stopped.
Yeah, we're right by a pretty busy road. Cars seem to stop driving past on the road. It got a bit cooler, just like it would at sunrise or sunset.
Cloudier.
Cloudier, right.
It was amazing.
Yeah, all of those things.
And there wasn't a word. Nobody was talking at all.
No, everyone was just looking up.
It was just mystified. Yeah. Do you think people actually understand what the solar eclipse is now? I mean, you can obviously explain it, right?
I think people who were at the Cradle of Aviation that day do.
Now they do, right?
That was our whole point, was to kind of let people know this is what's happening, this is what you're looking at, this is the science behind it, and we like to think of it as a dress rehearsal for 2024.
Yeah, because we don't have to wait so long the next time, right?
No, we're lucky enough to not have to wait so long. Just seven years.
Oh, look how excited they were. And, you know, you guys even did some demonstration videos that I saw to get the kids to understand. You'd have them walk apart from each other and look through something so that you could see how things change in terms of the distance between them, how it can create the perception that they're of equal or different sizes, right?
That's exactly right. So that the sun is 400 times larger than the moon, but because it's 400 times further away, they appear to be about the same size in our sky. So.
How coincidental is that? I mean, that is freaky when you think about it, right?
That
it would be exactly the right amount to achieve that kind of, because the size of the moon to the sun is minuscule. Absolutely minuscule.
And that's what it's known as the cosmic coincidence.
I didn't know that, so I just learned something there. The cosmic, I love that. That's very nice. All right, so now 2024, you already got to start planning on this now, Kerri.
That's it. We know the size of the crowds to expect. We know to order ourselves some more glasses, so we will be ready for that. Yeah.
But who could complain? They were free. And you guys had alternatives, and they did share, so it turned out to be a very nice moment for everyone.
That was actually one of the nicest parts, is that everyone did share their glasses. Strangers were kind of sharing the event together. And even after we ran out of glasses, people didn't get offline. It's like they were really looking for the experience of doing it with a group of people.
And it was a real communal event. And, you know, you mentioned the Planetarium there. You guys have all kinds of exhibits. You have space exhibits. You have lunar modules there.
We do.
You have the Planetarium. And also there's a big STEM outreach. I don't know if people quite realize kids go to the Cradle of Aviation not just to have fun, but they go there to learn, right? Science and math.
Yeah.
Talk about the STEM outreach there.
So we have many different programs where we have one project we do is called Project Astro, where we hook up classrooms and communities with local astronomers, either from the Cradle of Aviation or from the local Amateur Observers Society. We also have Westbury students that come and they take their math and sciences.
Thousands of students every year at the Cradle of Aviation Museum. Kerri Kiker, already working on 2024, the next go-around. We'll see you then. Thank you so much for stopping in from the Cradle of Aviation Museum on Long Island. Kerri Kiker, thank you.